In Moscow, mass surveillance is boosting the fight against the coronavirus. The city's brand new network of security cameras with state-of-the-art face recognition technology is the latest weapon. It's being used to make sure thousands of Muscovites don't break quarantine orders after returning from countries with serious outbreaks of COVID-19. But some say the technology is dangerous. Rights activist Alyona Popova launched an unsuccessful court battle before the virus broke out to stop the government's use of such cameras.
Массовое использование технологий распознавания лиц на городских камерах – это тотальная слежка государства за гражданами, и государство это 100% будет использовать только в своих интересах против политических оппонентов.
Critics say the system was used to track down people who took part in anti-government protests in the summer of 2019. The Kremlin says it's not targeting anyone, just maintaining law and order. The technology was developed by Entech Lab, a Moscow-based company headed by Alexander Minin.
Уровень ошибки – это одна ошибка на 15 миллионов человек. Это та точность, с которой работает наш алгоритм. Когда мы говорим о силуэтах, точность гораздо ниже. Мы говорим о порядка 80% и выше, то наша цель приблизиться к 90%.
President Vladimir Putin was recently given a demonstration of how the technology is being used to help enforce quarantine orders. Moscow police say it's enabled them to catch 200 people breaking their quarantines. The technology has already been sold in Latin America and China, and the company may hope that its use against the coronavirus will tempt other buyers. China is also deploying the latest in surveillance tech in the fight against COVID-19. In many places, new software is being used on mobile phones that determines whether people should be quarantined or permitted to enter public places. The software is compulsory and has colour codes for levels of contagion risk. Red and yellow indicate restrictions on freedom of movement. Green means you're clean.
搿随身嘛，对吧？现在就我不过因为就搿疫情以后，对吧？我就刚刚出来，但是已经用了2趟了，我就觉着老好个，因为搿是就体现自家搿个真个搿个身份，对吧？我觉着搿国家对吧，升级了到现在了，是要搿能介子做。葛末再讲好跟踪呀，随便对啥事体，侪有得好处，有得帮助。葛末工作来讲呢，搿能介就方便了。
Customers also needed to show their QR codes to enter this Shanghai restaurant. Some people admitted they had no idea how the system works, and there's no way to opt out.
We've seen the use of big data to do predictive policing and detain people really for no reason. So there's a concern that although this data is being perhaps collected for a legitimate purpose, that it could potentially eventually be misused in ways that we can't predict right now.
Israel is using anti-terrorism laws to track infected people via their mobile phones. Police released this video of an infected man who they said was captured after escaping from a hospital. Israeli authorities said cyber data collected by the Shin Bet Internal Security Service would be limited to halting the spread of the disease and deleted when the emergency is over. But concerns have been voiced about both the lack of transparency and the way the measure was enacted.
The government has actually bypassed the parliament in order to pass those emergency regulations, even though parliament members explicitly said that they want to have more supervision over the process. It makes everything all the more disturbing.
In Italy, anonymised mobile phone records have been used to track how people are observing a lockdown order. Authorities found that 40% of people were moving around, in their words, too much. In the United States, members of Congress wrote to the White House after reports about similar plans being considered. They demanded safeguards for personal data.
This is going to take a while to go over, and then we'll take your question.
New York Mayor Bill de Blasio was criticized for tweeting personal information about one of the city's first infected patients, raising also the issue of medical confidentiality. Around the world, measures to fight the COVID-19 pandemic represent an unprecedented restriction of personal and civil liberties.
पूरे देश में आज रात 12 बजे से संपूर्ण देश में संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन होने जा रहा है.
For now, there's a widely shared sense that restrictive measures like these are necessary. But as governments increase their abilities to track the virus and the people carrying it, there are fears that these powerful technologies could be used for unhealthy purposes in the future.